Calvi, President-elect Donald Trump has decided to add a pair of Texans to his cabinet. He's tapped ExxonMobil CEO Rex Tillerson to be the nation's top diplomat, and former rival Rick Perry will take over as Secretary of Energy.
CBS News' Andrea Grymes is here with more on the presidential transition. Andrea?
Well, Chris and Mary, President-elect Trump calls Rex Tillerson one of the truly great business leaders of the world. Like Trump, Tillerson has no experience serving in government.
From world business to world diplomacy, Donald Trump officially named Rex Tillerson his pick for Secretary of State. This morning, the vice president-elect spoke about the choice.
We just couldn't be more grateful that someone of Rex Tillerson's proven leadership and accomplishments been willing to step forward to serve our nation as our next Secretary of State.
Tillerson is a native Texan who started his career with Exxon in 1975. He worked his way up in various positions, was responsible for holdings in Russia and the Caspian Sea in the late 90s. He was named chairman and CEO in 2006. Today, the president-elect tweeted, quote, "The thing I like best about Rex Tillerson is that he has vast experience at dealing successfully with all types of foreign governments. One of those governments is Russia and President Vladimir Putin."
I have a very close relationship with him. I don't agree with everything he's doing.
In 2013, Putin awarded Tillerson an Order of Friendship. That same year, Tillerson spoke to Charlie Rose about how he handles international negotiations.
You have to look the head of state of that country eyeball to eyeball and say to them, I'm going to make this commitment. Now I'm counting on you to meet your commitments.
Former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice and former Defense Secretary Robert Gates reportedly suggested Tillerson to Trump, saying he'd be a good fit for the job. Both Rice and Gates also provide consulting services to ExxonMobil. Trump is also expected to tap another Texan for his cabinet, former Texas Governor Rick Perry for Energy Secretary. Perry actually once proposed eliminating that department, but forgot at a 2011 debate.
The third agency of government, I would do away with the education, commerce, and let's see, I can't. The third one I can't. Sorry. Oops.
One person who will not be in Trump's cabinet is Governor Christie.
Are you in a good place with Donald Trump?
Very good.
You are?
Yeah.
Christie guest hosted the Boomer and Carton radio show this morning on WFAN. He said he is not upset or disappointed and wanted to stay as New Jersey governor.
Is it true that they did offer you a number of different positions or no?
I don't talk about what I talk about with the president-elect. If you want to continue to be an advisor and a friend, which I do, to the president-elect,
right,
you don't talk about that stuff.
The president-elect has postponed a news conference that was planned for Thursday about his business dealings. He says he will hold a press conference in the near future. In the meantime, Trump tweeted this morning his sons Don and Eric, plus executives, will manage his businesses when he becomes president, and no new deals will be done while he's in office. Mary and Chris?
Andrea Grymes. Andrea, thank you.